Hail and MacLeod adventures, welcome to the world of Baldur's Gate 3. So, when creating Necromancer in Baldur's Gate 3, race is kinda not important, you can pick whatever race you like. I like being elf to get additional protection from being put into charm and other stuff, or some type of half-elf to gain additional movement speed, but pick any race you like, these builds will work. And when you create a Necromancer, you will start as Wizard most of the time. Basically, your first starting class will be Wizard. So when you create a character, just get Wizard and you will play your first levels normally. You can stick with thematic stuff with your legend and pick Necromancy cantrips like Bone Chill, for example. But most of the time, most useful stuff will be something like Ray of Frost and Shocking Grasp, just to have a range cantrip and melee cantrip. You can have Minor Illusion for some exploration stuff and other stuff. And your selected spells should consist of something like Magic Missile to have 100% hit chance, Burning Hands to have AoE ability in melee range, Ice Knife just for range damaging stuff, Long Strider if your party don't have this stuff, and I like to combine Enhanced Leap and Feather Fall. Again, for exploration stuff, you can basically fly around the zone with your party member, you can buff them freely outside of the combat, very nice stuff. Or just pick any spells you like, Tasha's Howler's Laughter. We're building Necromancer and first levels will be played as basic wizards, so just go and cast your spells. Background is not important too, so you can pick just some thematic stuff like Sage, Acolyte or Noble. And basically we're starting with basic ability distribution. We're adding +2 into intelligence, maxing out it at 16. Second important stat is constitution, so just add +1, fix it at 14. And third important stat is dexterity. So basically constitution and dexterity giving you more HP and more armor, and additionally you will act first in a battle with higher dexterity. Then you can allocate other points as you wish. I like to have a little bit in wisdom, at least 12, and you can have 10 in charisma and 10 in strength, just to make pretty balanced character. That's nice for starting wizard. As for prepared spells, again, you basically remove all this stuff, use only this stuff, and change to spells when you're on exploration. So you just remove Burning Hands and Long Strider and use Feather Fall and Enhanced Leap. So let's go and make 3 awesome builds. So, how to make this guy Necromancer? Let's level up. On second wizard level, you gain access to subclass option, and basically you pick a Necromancy subclass. Now you get in these features like Grim Harvest, so once per turn, if you kill creature with a spell, you regain hit points, equal to twice the spell slot level used. Thrice if it's Necromancy spell, so undead and constructs is not affected. Basically, you become a lot more sustainable to damage when you're killing someone with spells. That's what this class is all about. I will tell about spells later, right now let's just level up. Level 4, that's where you get an additional feat, and basically on first level you want to just increase your intelligence. This will give you more chances to hit with your spells and will make it harder for enemies to resist your spells. Basically that's it. Level 5, that's where you kinda can become Necromancer finally. So level 5, that's where you unlock Animate Dead. This will give you ability to reanimate corpse and basically create your zombie or skeleton army. That's what makes Necromancer a Necromancer. Additionally, best Necromancy spell over here is Vampiric Touch. It's concentration spell, so when you cast it, you will basically can recast it without using spell slot every turn while you keep in your concentration for 10 turns. You will make 3d6 damage, pretty nice damage, but additionally you will regain additional health. So with this spell, you basically becoming a really nice sustainable machine. And level 6. Level 6, that's where you're getting your subclass features finally. So, Undead Trolls, additional undeads, when you're raising Animate Dead, basically you're creating additional corpse. And creatures created with Animate Dead will have additional hit points equal to your wizard's level, and your proficiency bonus is added to their damage. So basically what it tells us? It tells us that we want as much levels in wizard as possible if we want to make Animate Dead as powerful as possible. And basic Necromancer build will be just 12 levels in wizard, but today I'm showing you godly, OP and actually fun Necromancer builds. So So at this point in the game, basically you want to play until level 6 as normal wizard. At level 5 you kind of become a necromancer, and your biggest problem will be to gain corpses because it got patched. So before we could just use animate dead, use it on one corpse and raise as much zombies as we want. So right now we can raise like 2 zombies at one time. But now it's patched, so you need to find 2 corpses to raise 2 zombies, and if you're playing like this wizard, bro, you can't pick up these objects. So you can't pick up corpses, you need to find small corpses, or just use stronger party members to use them as like meat wagons, something like that. So let's animate zombies. Zombies basically is awesome undead trolls. They will follow you, and you can nicely control them in the fight. When they attacking enemies, they will summon additional zombies. So basically, by using normal attack with zombie, you will raise additional zombies, or you can finish enemies with your other characters. For example, we will attack with this zombie. If he wouldn't kill this bro, he will get this like debuff stuff on him, and when you finish it with other characters, you will raise zombies anyway. But these zombies is newborn zombies. They will lose HP each 6 seconds basically, so they not permanent. You can't make like unlimited zombie army, only army like that. And when you reach level 7, you want to respec your character for build number 1 and basically for every other build. So let's change our class. So now when we're changing class, instead of going wizard level 1, we want to start as fighter. Why fighter? Fighter basically giving us constitution saving throw proficiencies. This will add proficiency to saving throws in constitution, and you making constitution checks when you're trying to keep your concentration as mage. So that's just broken. Fighting style. As for like necromancer, wizard, we're going with defense just to increase our armor class. We are caster after all. And for ability distribution, you distributing them as normally as you do when you're playing wizard basically. But right now at level 6 you can go more all in, for example on intelligence and constitution, basically on your concentration and health pool, and on your magic power. That's it. Your dexterity should be like 3rd priority, go with 14 in dexterity. You can have a little bit of strength and a little bit of wisdom, for example. This will be a really balanced and nice necromancer. That's it with fighter, and on 2nd level you're starting to be a wizard again, so just switch to wizard, pick your favorite cantrips that you like to use. For example, I like use bone chill and like ray of frost most of the time, because I'm playing elf right now and I got this firebolt cantrip. So 1st level spells again, exploration stuff, enhanced sleep, long strider, feather fall, that's like best spells right now. And then some stuff to finish your zombie job. So Tasha's Hideous Laughter, magic missile, and something like burning hands. Again, nothing changed here. On 3rd level you can add a ray of sickness. It's necromancy spell, so you can regain more health points when you're killing someone with ray of sickness, and add some stuff like chromatic orb. Again, it's AoE spell. It got different damage types, so you can pick whatever you need in a battle. So level 4 we're getting Hold Person and Misty Step. It's like bread and butter for our necromancer. Basically Hold Person can disable a lot of targets, humanoid enemies basically. It will hold them still, and every creature that attacks this will do critical hits. And that's great for us because our zombies will start to do critical hits basically. Level 5, that's where you get wizard level 4. Feat not changed, basically go into intelligence. Pick any spell you like. You can pick something like knock. It's nice to unlock some doors, and basically any spell you like. You're a wizard after all, you can learn the spells later if you need to. So level 6, that's where you unlock Animate Dead, and basically you're respecing right now at level 6. Or you can do it at level 7 to get this bonus Animate Dead creatures. Stuff to pick here is Grant Flight or Remove Curse, just nice spells. You will need it in the game a few times. And don't forget Vampiric Touch, of course, it's a great necromancy spell. So level 8, that's where you get level 4 spells. Basically we're picking Blight over here, and if you're going complete necromancer with a lot of elementals, go for Conjure Minor Elemental, of course. So level 9, pick whatever you're not having, whatever you're missing basically. I would recommend just basic damaging stuff like Fireball or Ice Storm. Just pick more spells from 2nd and 4th level, because you will use a lot of level 3 spell slots to create zombies. So level 3 spells is kinda not what you want to pick. That's why Ice Storm is a little bit better than some stuff like Fireball. And now on level 9 we get an additional feat, so we can go two ways. We can go into intelligence basically and max out intelligence, or we can make something like Warcaster to gain advantage on constitution saving throws. So this not only will add constitution proficiency from fighter, but additionally it will roll 2 dice. This means you basically never lose your concentration. So it's up to you what you want to do with this basically build. You can go to 20 int, you can go to something like that. I would actually go with Warcaster just to keep concentration on disabling spells. Now level 10 you unlock additional elemental, and we can have something like Cloud Kill, very strong poison spell. Or we can have something like Cold Monster, again, it's nice disabling spell. So level 11, additional spells from level 5. Nice spells would be something like Dominate Person, to dominate them, or Telekinesis. Telekinesis is actually insane, you can basically concentrate on it and throw targets every turn. That's insane stuff to concentrate on. Additionally, you can pick something like Cone of Cold, just to make cold damage from time to time. And basically finishing this build at level 12 Wizard, level 11 wizard actually, and you get access to 2 spells from level 6, and these spells will be Circle of Death, Necromancy spell, and Create Undead, of course, just to make more undeads. That's what we want to have here. Additionally, I like to find Disintegrate scrolls and learn Disintegrate, it's a fun spell. So other spells to learn is Otto's Irresistible Dance, very strong spell too, so you can find some scrolls and learn it later. So what equipment do you want for this Necromancer? And for like most Necromancers especially. Amulet will be amulet of your choice basically. Rings, again, rings of your choice. There's not so much like cool rings for Necromancers. I like to pick something like Ring of Arcane Synergy, you know, just whatever you will be left with. Ring of Mind Shielding, just to have advantage on saving throws against being charmed. If you play an elf like me, this ring is like useless, but whatever. So best stuff that you want on every Necromancer build basically. You want Catrix's Shield, you will gain it from Act 2, or just Google it, you will find where to get this shield basically. You will find it eventually, just trust me. So the shield will give you additional bonus to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. Basically, you will attack and hit more often with your spells. That's it. Then you want Disintegrating Night Walkers. You can find it in Underdark from nearest body, basically. When you will kill nearer or you will find his body, you can have it, and this will give you additional Misty Step as bonus action without spell slots. Very nice to have, just to be able to reposition yourself. And then you want Cloak of Weave. You can buy it in Act 3. Just before, you can use any cloak you like, but this cloak again will give you additional bonus to spell save DC and attack rolls. And nice feature with Arcane Energy Absorption, but we don't care about it. Basically, we want a little bit bonuses to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. And now, especially for this Necromancer build, basically pure caster Necromancer. Because we started as fighter, we can use heavy armor. So instead of having this poor AC of 14 or even less, I mean, when you're high level, you will have around 18 probably, you can equip heavy armor. So this will instantly make you like 23 AC Necromancer. That's crazy. You will be a very powerful, very strong dude basically. And basically it will be harder to hit you, and when it's harder to hit you, you will keep your concentration longer on awesome spells like Hold Person and other stuff. So next, Hood of Weave, again you can buy it in Act 3, again +2 bonus to spell save DC and attack rolls, just insane stuff for Necromancers. You see, you're a really strong, crazy Necromancer like that. And now let's talk about weapons. Let's talk about weapons for this build. So what weapons you may want to have in this build? Basically, the 3 weapons. Shadow Lantern can be found in Act 2. So this lantern, what it gives you? Basically, it gives you ability to use it to summon additional Shadow Lantern breath, basically. So additional summon. If you're like want pure summon based Necromancer with a lot of summons, that's what you want to have basically, this lantern. Then other cool stuff. Marker Hash Killer. Marker Hash Killer is insane stuff. Gives you additional bonus to attack with your spells, spell save DC. Additionally, it's really big stuff, and additionally, it got arcane battery, so you can toggle it and use next spell without costing spell slots. So basically, you can use this, you can cast your animate death or whatever spell you like, and this won't use spell slots, so you can upcast it up to level 6, any spells, or just use level 6 spell slot to cast some stuff, and basically that's it. Additionally, you will get Kireshka's favor, you can imbue yourself with some different energies, and it will give you resistant to different damage types, and additionally it will give you additional spells to cast. So very cool stuff. But again, if you're going like complete necromancer, if you want to completely be super necromancer, go for stuff of cherished necromancy, basically necromancy stuff. So creatures have disadvantage on saving throws against your necromancy spells. Basically most of necromancy spells that you will use will require some type of saving throws against them. So for example, Circle of Death will require Constitution saving throw, and when enemies got disadvantage, these spells will basically do a lot more damage. So additionally, it got Life Essence Harvest, so when wielder kills hostile creature with a spell, they greatly absorb its energy and gain Life Essence until their next long rest. And when you gain your life essence, you can use it to cast necromancy spells without consuming spell slot. So basically it will give you lots of spell slots for free. That's why it's my favorite, basically, necromancy stuff. So additional stuff to get is to actually find the Throne spell, Dance Macabre spell. You will find it in Act 3 in just secret rooms. I will post info on the screen right now. And this will give you additional spells, additional summons, very fun to use. So just like that, easy, straightforward stuff. So how you play it, basically what you get. Let me show you this Shadow Elemental. Very cool, just little shadow, very cool stuff. And this stuff can leech strength by 3 while doing 3d8 necrotic damage, very nice. And basic attack is basically 2d8 plus 3 plus 2d4 insane damage from this little shadow. Very cool summon. Problem, of course, it will be unsummoned if you use other items than this, like Shadow Lantern. So we will use stuff of necromancy. Basic like playstyle of this build, basically. So what you're actually doing with this build. So at first you want to create a lot of like summons. So animate death at later levels will be upcasted up to level 5 if you want to create ghouls, or you can upcast it up to level 6 to create ghoul pack. So same can be done with zombies. Basically you can summon zombies, you can upcast it to level 4, and what it's basically doing, you're creating not just 2 zombies, but now you can create 4 zombies at a time, basically. Sorry, just 3 zombies. I thought it was 4, but that's okay. So we got 3 zombies. It's better to summon ghouls late game, of course they are like more powerful. So you can conjure elemental again, you can upcast it up to level 6. And this will create strong myrmidons, very strong guys, strong summons basically. So this myrmidons is really insane. Additionally, you can use create undead of level 6 to create mummy. So just find a lot more corpses and create your mummy. Mummy is strong too, so mummy got some abilities like frighten enemies, it can multi-attack if target is frightened. So very nice stuff. You basically frighten enemies, then use multi-attack for crazy damage. Mummy is strong, mummy is really strong. Zombies is kind of not super cool late game, but still they like mid shields. Basically they if they land one attack they will create mini zombies, so why not. And minor elemental, pretty nice, so you can create whatever elemental you like, basically little dudes that will help you too. So that's your like mini army. So if you're doing it like this, if you can see, I don't have spell slots of level 6 right now. I can't cast Circle of Death, for example. But most of the time, basically how you play this build, if you're like playing this necromancy bro, you find an enemies, you basically find best way to disable them. Most of the time it will be something like Hold Person, so you can upcast Hold Person to cast it on 2 people at a time with high spell DC. Like you will most of the time hit the spell, it will make enemies vulnerable to critical strikes basically, and you attack them with your summons. If some other enemies try to attack you basically almost ignoring these attacks because you got high constitution, you got high like defense from this stuff, and you just create your little newborn zombie army and attack with them. That's what you're basically doing as this type of necromancer. Let me attack myself if it's possible with zombie. It's almost impossible with zombie. Maybe Myrmidon can do this attack. So as you can see, it's hard to attack us because we got high AC, and with high AC we're basically almost invulnerable to any concentration breaking stuff, while basically our army doing jobs for us. But cool stuff about exactly this necromancer build in the late game, especially a lot of like enemies will have resistance to necrotic damage, so you probably will use some cold spells, maybe magic missile even, and mostly will rely on disabling spells like hold person. That's why you're not concentrating too much on this necromancy spells. But don't forget, when you kill someone with the spells, for example, we kill this dude with a spell right now, just like that, we're getting this stuff from our this like cherished necromancy stuff. And now we can use consume life essence to cast necromancy spells without using spell slots. Yeah, it will still require action, you need to activate it, but basically you activate it and now you can cast this level 6 necromancy spells without using spell slots. And Circle of Death is nice stuff. You basically attack this bro or any target in range, and it will create circles that will attack every like creature in this circle. So it's nice AoE spell, but I like Blight. It's just doing crazy damage to single person. You can upcast it to level 6 and basically do how much damage? It's from 10 to 80 necrotic damage. Just insane stuff. Just like that, you're destroying and making them to ashes. But if you think it's really powerful, let's go to really OP necromancer build. So let's change our class. Again, you respec at level 7, you pick in same defense. Instead of going full intelligence necromancer, you still want to have like 14 in intelligence when you play in this style of necro. But now instead of going full int, full con, you're going into full strength. With this necromancer you can go into like more constitution or more intelligence, depending on what you like more. I suggest going for like 16 strength, 16 intelligence, 14 constitution. You can have like 10 dexterity, so you're not losing a lot of initiative, and 10 wisdom. So again, you get a lot more protection from wisdom, like semi-throws and other stuff. So this is fighter level 1. And I remind you, you should do it at level 7, and basically on level 7 you're starting with fighter level 1, you getting your wizard, like necromancer wizard, with the same road as previous build, so same road, same spells. For our feats of choice, you go to intelligence again, basically you're 6 levels of wizard anyway right now, you need to play into more wizard stuff. But after hitting level 6 with this additional summon trials, basically some cool necromancy stuff, that's where you stop playing wizard. So instead of continuing playing wizard, you want to switch into fighter again and continue leveling your fighter. When you're picking subclass of fighter on level 9, you want to pick Eldritch Knight, because you want to continue your spell slot progression. Basically, you will get additional 2 cantrips, pick whatever you like. You will get 2 additional spells, so nice spells that you can take is actually Shield spell and Thunder Wave. So Shield will use reaction and level 1 spell slots to protect you from some like attacks, very nice for tanky guy, and pick whatever you like from other spells. So on level 10, as level 4 fighter, you will get additional feat, and now instead of going full intelligence, you're switching to strength. On level 11, you will get access to extra attack basically. And last feat can be defined by your playstyle. You can go into ability improvement strength one more time, just to like straightforward, easy working strategy, increase your chances to hit, increase your damage a little bit. Or with my build, you can go with Tavern Brawler actually. Tavern Brawler is a really nice feat too. So let's go with Tavern Brawler. And yeah, when you're making this build with Tavern Brawler, you basically can start with something like 17 into strength, and you can finish with 20 in strength total at the final level. So with this type of build, you will be left with basically a lot less spells than you got before. And you're kinda limited to level 3 spell slot. But still, you will get all you need. And it's like more easier play style than previous one, with a lot less options, but very fun to play actually, very fun to play. So spells like Magic Missile, again, you can use it as before So main concept of this build is actually how you equip and what you equip items on this build. Again, we have same boots, same cloak, same shield, but with this build you want to have Circle of Bones. Circle of Bones can be occurred in the second act, basically. So in the second act you can get this circle, very nice circle, and the circle gives you undead ward. So allied undead within 6 meters are resistant to bludgeoning, slashing and piercing damage, basically to all damage types of physical damage. So now your zombies are a lot more protected because you got lower level zombies. So with this low level wizards, they are a lot more vulnerable to a lot of attacks, so it's nice to have them like that. For this build, again, you want some heavy armor, so heavy armor is the way to go with this build. But coolest part about this build is actually what weapon you choose. So you can choose any good like weapon for one hand, any good sword or like mace, whatever you like best weapon you can find. I suggest going for something like Nurilna with this build. It's a weapon you can acquire in Act 3. Returned to your hand when you throw it. It's doing really crazy damage when it's thrown. Nice weapon enchantment. And you don't even need to throw it too much. So as Eldritch Knight, you can connect with this Nurilna. Very strong stuff. And what's the difference? Basically how you play this build. So as always, you're creating undeads. Most of the time I will create undead zombies. Because we got high strength, we can basically pick up some corpses and take them with us easily. So we can loot them, we can transfer them easily. Corpses now is not a problem. And basically animate some deaths. So now playstyle. It's a kinda different Necromancer. We're not using like 1 million of summons, but we mostly like focusing on our Necromancy spells to add us in battle. So what we can do with this strategy, how we can play it. Basically, you're going into the fight, and this build focuses mostly on Vampiric Touch. So you can start the fight with upcasting Vampiric Touch or with just additional like normal attack. So basically you attack enemy, and if needed you can throw your weapon. Nurilna is again a very strong weapon that you can throw and do damage. As you can see, zombies is crazy. That's why you want to take this Tavern Brawler stuff. So you will inflict more damage, you will like more often hit with this attack. But mostly you will just use Vampiric Touch on your enemies. And by doing so, you will get this Vampiric Touch in a recast Vampiric Touch. So recasting Vampiric Touch basically gives the ability to touch enemies each turn. With this build, you will be a really strong, powerful, armored Necromancer that can go tank in the middle of the battle and basically use Vampiric Touch on every enemy. And in case you need, you can just throw your weapon, you know, do some additional damage, additional stuff, help your zombies. So let's use recast Vampiric Touch on this bro. We recasted it. And basically how it works, you can recast it one time, then finish enemy with zombies, go to other targets, you know, just do wherever you like. Very strong build while being really easy to play because you don't need too much stuff to play this build. I mean, like, you need a little bit of HP gain, you just use your Vampiric Touch. You're giving your zombies this zombie blade ward effect. They're a lot more resistant to other damage types, so very strong ones. Actually very strong zombies, and you just need to land one attack with a zombie. You will inflict this crawling gnaw, so crawling gnaw over here, and this will make newborn zombie when you just destroy this bro. And again, you got like different options how you can do it. One option is like when he got 1 HP, you just use magic missile from first level just to hit one strike 100% of the time. You will create a little newborn zombie. And basically you go with your zombies. So you're going with your zombies always. You're not like going on yourself, they're going on themselves. You're just going nearby your zombies and helping them destroy enemies. And while you're not able to just, you know, go for your zombies, help them in the melee range, you can use your throw attack, again doing very nice damage. With Nurilna, it's pretty nice damage, as you can see. So very fun build, very interesting, easy like playstyle, easy to build, not too much items needed, just Nurilna, this circle, and basically any heavy armor, and this build is done. But that's too easy. I guess if you're here, you want some funny build. So let's build fun Necromancer build. So I never saw this build on YouTube, and I guess it will be first place where you see this build too. Again, we want to start fighter if we want to keep this concentration as wizard. Very strong stuff to just dip one level in fighter. But this build won't keep concentration on anything, basically. It's zero concentration build. So we're starting as barbarian. Again, it's level 7 change your class option if you want to play as a necromancer, and you can start as barbarian basically and change your class at level 7 too, and switch to wizard, playstyle, whatever you want. So again, main attributes will be strength and constitution. We can have some dexterity, and we want at least 10 intelligence. I would say it's work in progress build. Basically, you can do whatever you like. You can have more intelligence if you want to play normally, but it's fun build, so let's go like that. Let's have fun. By having like 10 intelligence, your wizard spells become kinda useless. Basically, they becoming useless. That's what you need to know when you're trying this build. So keep in mind. And then after the first level of Barbarian, same 6 levels in Necromancy Wizard, basically same levels, same spells. This time you can pick less concentration spells because you can't keep concentration when you're in the rage form of Barbarian, so less concentration spells is okayish. And this time you want to pick Tavern Brawler trait again. And then again, you switching back to Barbarian and finishing with Barbarian. It's important to pick right Barbarian subclass, and it's no other than Berserker. So Berserker Barbarian with Wild Rage, which called Frenzy, then ability improvement into Strength on level 10, so we're finishing with 20 Strength, basically, and we're finishing Barbarian to get extra attack, and basically that's it. We're finishing with Barbarian for Mindless Rage. So you can't be frenzied, when you frenzied, you can't be charmed, frightened, and calm emotions no longer ends our rage. So, for this build, you can use basically good barbarian clothes. You're no longer forced into best mage items. You can build like hitter melee build. But you still can go with like basic items that I showed you with Hood of Weave and other stuff to increase your chances to hit targets just a little bit, at least a little bit. But you won't get too much from it, so better go for full melee barbarian build. So what's cool in this build and what you get from playing this build? You will get a lot of fun. Okay, let's start with starting stuff. Again, for this build I will use Nerina, it's throwing weapon, but you can use whatever you like. First of all, from Wizard we get this buffs, so we can use Feather Fall and other stuff, and we use Animate Death, of course. So again, we having this zombie army of 2 zombies, just like that. So they are pretty healthy, pretty powerful, but again, how you play this crazy barbarian, basically. And what's the main idea of this build? What's main idea of this build? How you play it? You will be amazed because it's just incredibly fun. I mean, it's just insane build. And if you're watching it right now, maybe I even posted as first build in this series and not last how I'm recording it, because it's so funny. It was so freaking funny. Okay, let's talk with these dudes. Basically, let's talk with them. We will instantly attack them. So what we're doing as barbarian, basically. What's most biggest problem of the zombies? When they go into targets, they basically have low move speed and they will run a lot in the late game for great position. And with this barbarian, you're basically using your frenzy, so you're becoming frenzied as barbarian. Now you're not able to cast any spells, but thanks to high strength barbarian, you can throw your zombies. So that's basically a zombie catapult build. If zombies a little bit closer to enemies, you can throw them directly at them, or you can just get some distance to zombies with this stuff. For exactly this build, you can use something like throwing build. So there's throwing gloves and throwing a ring in the Act 1. that increase throwing damage, so it's basically like throwing build but with zombies. And after you throw one zombie, you actually can throw another zombie at targets again. You can do a large amount of damage, or you can basically use your Nerilna again and attack with it. So you can attack it not directly at the target. Wow, nice camera and whatever. So let them attack a zombie first. And let me move with zombies a little bit so I can show you how it looks in a battle. That's actually crazy how crazy this build is. So right now we can use our zombies over here. Let me just end turns over here. Let me end turns so you can see this like crazily funny stuff. Because as barbarian we got like 2 attacks in 1 turn, so we can just throw this bro at this target, just throwing, and as you can see he's doing nice damage, and he can finish him later if he won't be prone after this throw. And let's attack here again. Zombies may becoming prone most of the time, but that's totally okay. And you can use enraged throw as bonus action to just attack with Nerilna. That's basically what you're doing. But don't forget, zombies taking damage from these throws, while you know, enemies not always taking a large amount of damage actually, but most of the time they will. I don't know, it's bugged sometime, but you know, it's just so funny to just throw zombies all over the place and just attack with them, you know, destroy these targets. Make your zombie army. I mean, it's just hilarious. I would say, like, if you're playing this on tactician, it's not very viable build, but you can be tactician with like 3-man party, so it can be like your tactician, like funny bro, funny barbarian necromancer or whatever. So let's just come nearby. Let's just use this newborn zombie. We're not actually care too much about him, and as you can see, he's doing nice damage too. He is doing really nice damage. And there's of course additional way how you can play it. You can, instead of throwing like zombies at your enemies, you can throw enemies at your zombies. So just throw enemy nearby your zombies. Now zombies need less time to travel basically, and additionally it's working like disabling stuff. So when you're playing original Necromancer, most of the time you're trying to actually disable enemies, because when you're disabling enemies, basically it's easier for zombies to hit them. So just look at this. This zombie got 60% chance to hit this bro. We can throw him on the ground like that. So just throw him, he will lie on the floor. Now we can end turn, we can go to other zombie, and now it's 84% chance to hit this dude. So it's a lot easier to hit him and basically destroy him and create our newborn zombie. That's it, that's how it's working. And in my opinion, that's crazy, insane build that will give you lots of fun, basically. Lots of fun. You can just throw enemies at other enemies with enraged throw most of the time, but you know, you just throw them around to your zombies and they will be destroyed. You just go throw this enemy at the zombies. She's a lot lighter enemy, so we can throw her for a larger distance. We can use zombie to finish her basically with 95% chance to hit, create newborn zombie. I mean, guys, it's just hilarious build. It's so fun. So I hope you enjoyed this 3 OP, godly and broken and fun Necromancer builds. See you in the next video, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys.